What is up, heroes? It's Midnight Zero.
And Lizzie.
And welcome back to Let's Play Danganronpa 2 Goodbye Despair. In the last episode, more trial hype.
Trial started.
Yeah.
Pillar. Komaeda got Hinata's back. Cleared his name at the very beginning.
I think that was the episode before that, actually.
Oh, oops.
Last episode was...
You don't record in bulk. What are you talking about?
Last episode was more so about the pillar and uncovering how Sayonji's body was hidden.
Uncovering the pillar of truth.
Oh my goodness.
That was like...
her attempt at a title.
Yeah.
But
and now Nanami is explaining something.
Yeah, Nanami is going to explain this very clearly to Soda?
Yeah.
Soda? Or Tanaka.
Tanaka, I think.
Yes. Alright, cool. So.
Look, Ibuki died because she hanged herself, right?
Right.
That means when she was still alive, her feet were touching the floor. And she's probably going to talk about the blood on the floor that would have come from Sayonji, which means that Sayonji must have died before Ibuki did.
Oh, okay. I was like,
You're like, thank you.
What's wrong with that?
But it seems Ibuki was standing when Sayonji was killed. That would mean Sayonji was killed before Ibuki.
How light? Your words are so light as the sylph's feather. Your opponent is out of your league. It is too absurd to try to perplex me so inadequately.
I think she's perplexing you pretty adequately.
Yeah.
That's it.
Man, he's being annoying again. First and foremost, you claim Ibuki's feet were touching the floor when Sayonji was killed. How can a low-class creature with no psychic abilities like you know something like that?
Oh, her little puffy face.
She's
puffy
like,
face Nanami. She's like, I got this!
Why are you getting up on my face?
Yeah, she's like, I know this. I'm smarter than you. Because she was doing something that's only possible if her feet were on the floor.
It seems you suffer from a pathetic delusion.
And the hamsters come out. Hamsters hype. I wonder how many thumbnails we have that's literally just Tanaka
and hamsters.
And like varying backgrounds.
You're one to talk. Anyway, if this continues, we're just going to talk in circles. I think it's best if we clarify Ibuki's status when Sayonji was killed.
Okay.
Non-stop debate,
Non-stop debate. Let's see what our arguments can use. Blood on the souls.
Yep.
That was easy.
50 cent blood on the souls? What? You probably don't get that.
Nope.
On the floor.
We're not contradicting her. We're probably gonna contradict Tanaka.
Did you see her walking? If her feet were on the floor, they must have gotten dirty. Was any sign she stepped out? Yeah, that's what we need to agree with.
Okay.
Is that the crime scene? Maybe her feet were on the floor. Maybe she was like sitting or something.
There's so many like, whoa. Doesn't even pierce my heart. Pierce the heavens!
With your drill.
Yeah.
Nanami said Ibuki was still standing when Sayonji was killed, but is that really true? Okay, yeah, I'm pretty sure it's Sonya's.
Sonya's statement.
Yeah. Also, shout out to Lizzie. I'm using my new Christmas present, this nice mouse that you probably can't hear nearly as loudly as the previous one, because it's not like obnoxious and it's wonderful and it's changing colors and it's super cool.
Thanks.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. Consent.
I love that little like, I don't know, that little like animation where like their faces are next to each other.
I like it too. I do think it's funny that they call it consent.
Yeah.
You know?
I mean, I love consent.
Yeah, I mean, I'm a fan of consent as well, but like, I don't feel like it's very fitting. But just as Sonya said, Ibuki stepped on something. That something was blood. There were faint bloodstains on the soles of her slippers.
This is not Ibuki. That is not Ibuki's blood, right? Oh, that was weird intonation. Okay. That's not Ibuki's blood, right? She suffered no external injuries.
She suffered no external injuries.
Shut up, baka. That is Sayonji's blood!
You don't say, Owari. Sayonji's only wound was a fatal slice on her neck, and she died almost instantly, right?
If Ibuki stepped on her blood...
It means Ibuki was still standing when Sayonji was mortally wounded. Which means Ibuki was still alive at the exact moment Sayonji was killed.
Whoa!
That's cool!
That was so cool!
That was so cool! Tanaka, you're so
prepared.
cool! Oh, yes, I gotta be ready. I gotta get my sword ready to slice through your lies. I don't really remember. I gotta get used to this minigame again.
Don't forget!
Right click. Shout out to me today, whoa, is that it? A shepherd dressed in his Sunday's finest still reeks of lamb, Hinata Hajime.
I don't get it, but he's not wrong.
You know, it's like, I don't really know what that means either, but
okay.
Does that mean you have a rebuttal? Does that mean you have a rebuttal? That's a good line. But are you sure you're sure? If I show you how serious I am, this world might be destroyed, you know. I love that face.
Yeah, same.
You're so frightened you can't even make a sound. It seems you realized our difference in status. However, the time for conviction starts now. You better entertain me to the fullest. I love this music. Okay, I got my hands on the WASD keys. Okay, so what are we thinking? Smudge on the floor, maybe?
Yeah.
I'm gonna go with that. Oh, I'm supposed to slice these. Oops, I'm doing really badly. I'm supposed to... There was no blood on the floor. Oh, I don't know if that was just like me being slow or what. Advance. As long as his body has no open wounds. There's no doubt that the blood is Sayonji's. Fair point. However, you cannot step on the pillar with your feet.
Oh yeah, it should be the blood stuff.
Okay. 3 years. Oh my god. So many cuts to take out that last one.
Oh no.
Okay.
This one.
Oh, that's right. I'm not supposed to hit those, right?
Yeah.
I thought the first time it didn't like work though, right? Oh, I thought the first time it didn't work.
I think it was just too slow the first time.
Okay.
I'm sorry, y'all. There we go.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was like we went to like the next like topic, but I thought.
Yeah.
Oh, okay. Well, regardless. That's not it. The reason there was no blood on the floor is because the killer wiped it away afterward. Don't say such foolish things. You don't have proof of that at all. Yes, I do. You tell him, Hinata. If you look closely, there's a streak on the floor where blood was wiped away.
When the killer tried to hide Sayonji's body, they probably cleaned the blood at the same time, but... Ibuki must have already stepped in it, and the killer probably didn't even realize it.
The reason they wiped off the blood on the floor was so he'd mix up the order of the murders, right? Even if they're able to hide Sayonji's body, it'd be bad if her blood was left out in the open.
Plus, Ibuki's body was left out in the open, and it wasn't bleeding from any open wounds at all. Sayonji's body was probably wrapped in duct tape to stop her bleeding. Actually, the bleeding will stop once the heart stops beating, so I don't think they had to go that far.
That's a pretty valid point.
That's a pretty valid point. But they probably didn't know that.
Yeah, I don't imagine the killer would know that.
Yeah, I would imagine no one but Tsumiki
Unless
knows that.
Unless Tsumiki's the killer.
Yeah, and then this would throw people
This
off.
would be like the second red flag, right? Of potentially knowledge that only she would know.
Yeah.
Right?
Like the heat thing for the time of death. Aside from Tsumiki, none of us were aware of that fact, so the killer probably didn't know it either.
That is a true statement.
Yeah.
It is a probability, right?
Yeah, there's a probability.
You don't say. Maybe the heater was running inside the music venue, so it's true with Tsumiki's autopsy.
That's right, I didn't know the time of death because of the heater.
If the time of death wasn't mentioned in the Mukumu file, just to keep concrete evidence from us.
Yep, since we have all this evidence, there's no one else who wants to object, right? Then it's decided, Sayonji was killed before Ibuki.
Yep, sounds pretty good.
Yep.
That's not too much of a surprise to us either, really.
Yeah.
It appears that it is wiser to retreat for now. Fine then, but regardless of good or evil, there's no deceit in upholding one's convictions. So would I just tell them how it is?
Although I think Tanaka makes like a pretty valid point. Like there's no shame in like being proud of like what you think and like trying to like go for it, but also
it's
like
also equally important to recognize when you're wrong.
Exactly, like you need to be able to be flexible and take in other opinions. Otherwise, it'll be closed-minded.
Can't you just shut up and back off?
Now then, let us resume our debate. Komaeda bringing in some new edge.
You know what's like really growing on me?
What?
Komaida's voice actor, or actress really.
Yeah, I mean it's the same as Nike, right? That's what someone earlier said, right?
Yeah, but like the voice isn't the same.
His voice is super different.
Yeah. So like I don't know. Like I was just listening to like Komaida's voice and like there's something I initially didn't like appreciate or recognize about it that is now like kind of clicking with me.
Which is?
I don't know. I don't know exactly what it is, but it's like this feeling I get when I like hear like how he's talking. There's like, it's like so superficially like plain and like simple, but there's something about it behind the scenes that like indicates like expert, like professionality to it. Like
yeah, like especially in the trials, I think this isn't showcased as much in like the regular just gameplay or like when they're just chilling, but around trial times. But during the trials, every time he like talks or like tries to interject something, there's like a little bit of an undertone of like I kind of know everything that's going on.
Right. I mean, I guess yeah. Komaeda is able to really accurately express his attitude towards the situation via slight implications in his speech.
Yeah.
Which is something that takes a lot of skill to do, and I think that's what I'm starting to really pick up on now. But, wait a second, there's something I want to run by Monokuma first.
Again? Didn't something like this happen last time too? Yeah, it was really helpful.
Yeah, no kidding. Hey, if the victim actually committed suicide, what are we supposed to do? Well, we know we would just select them as the killer.
Yeah.
Huh? Suicide? The same as always, you have to vote for who the killer is. Think about it, a suicide means you've killed the most important existence of all, yourself. Are you kidding me? Unfortunately, that means there's no blacking to punish, but I guess in a pinch I can always punish Motobi.
Why me?
狛枝さん、被害者が自殺だった場合というのは
Komaida? What do you mean if the victim actually committed suicide?
Is it not obvious? She might not have committed suicide.
Yeah.
西園寺さんはともかく、宮田さんは本当に殺されたのかなってさ。
Well, I mean, I understand Sayonji's death, but I'm wondering if Ibuki was really murdered.
例えば、宮田さんが西園寺さんを殺した後で、自責の念に駆られて自殺したのかもしれないでしょ。
For example, it's possible Ibuki killed Sayonji and then committed suicide due to a guilty conscience, right?
ありえねえだろ。だったら最初から殺してねえって。
That's totally impossible. Then she never would have killed her to begin with. That's not
Not
true. I
necessarily.
mean, in the killer's psyche, right? Like,
Yeah.
you can't really imply that it's gonna be logically sound all the
彼
time.
女絶望病にかかってたんだよ。何があっても不思議じゃないと思うんだけどな。
She was afflicted by the despair disease, remember? That means anything can
で
happen.
も宮田さんが犯人だとすると殺害順序の誤認トリックができなくなるよね。
But if Ibuki's the killer, she wouldn't have been able to falsify the sequence of the murders, right? Not necessarily. Oh,
no,
wait,
she wouldn't
no,
because
she'd have been hanged
she
by
wouldn't
the
be
time.
able to like pull down the
thing. Yeah.
wallpaper. Yeah.
日向君に首吊り死体を目撃させた後で西園寺さんの死体を出現させたってことは
Unless she wasn't really hanging and dead. That would be next level, though.
Yeah, I don't think that's.
I don't think. Yeah, but like that would be next level.
Yeah. After Hinata saw the hanged body, the sudden appearance of Sayonji's body soon after
犯人
means
はその時点ではまだ生きてないといけないはずだもん。
the killer had to be alive at that time.
Thanks, Nanami.
Thank
生き
you.
てたんだよ。
Then she was alive. We both know that. We all know that Komaida just brought up this point just to clarify this for everyone else, right?
Yeah,
Because like
I
I'm
think
sure
so.
he already knew this.
Yeah. Huh?
最初に日向君が発見した時の宮田さんはただ死んだふりをしてただけで。
When Hinata first discovered Ibuki, she was just pretending to be dead. How do we feel about this? How would someone be able to fake their own hanging?
Yeah, I feel like hanging is pretty hard to
Hanging
fake.
is really difficult to do, right?
Yeah.
Or at least to fake their own death. Because like, how do you hang there still?
Yeah.
Absolutely still.
And then how would you get off?
I mean, you could tie a noose that's a knot that isn't a fast draw knot, right?
Oh,
So you
right.
could tie a knot that would essentially be hidden by your hair and the bag and such that isn't fastening around your neck, so it's not actually strangling you. But that does mean you're still hanging by your neck.
Yeah. And then also, like, how would she get down?
Well, I mean, as far as getting down goes,
Because the
I don't know
stepladder
her-
was
I don't-
kicked over.
oh, that's a fair point. I'm thinking now, like, if you had, like, the upper arm strength, you could, like, pull yourself up to get, like, slack and then pull the knot over your head.
Oh, yeah.
But
I don't know if we can make that assumption.
I don't know if we can make that assumption either. Interesting.
I'm wondering if it has something to do with the blood on the stepladder.
I think that indicates that the setup for Ibuki hanging herself was already set up when Ibuki was killed.
You mean when Sayonji was killed?
Yeah. Sayonji
Okay.
was killed. I think that's the purpose of that.
Okay.
But I don't know. I don't know how she could have faked
How she
that.
would have gotten down or anything.
Right. Well, Komaida.
Let
Let's
us.
see.
いなくなったのを見計らった後、再び動き出して偽装工作を行ったのかもよ。
If she waited until Hinata left, that's when she could have made her move and messed with the crime scene. I think what Komaida is doing is doing essentially proof by contradiction.
Yeah, we're gonna like lead down this path.
Of like, oh, but like she could have done this, and then like we're gonna find
We're
out
gonna
that
have to
that's
find some
impossible.
piece of
So then it's like,
evidence,
oh, then she wasn't alive and she actually was like dead. So the killer isn't Ibuki, which means she didn't commit suicide.
Yeah.
I think that's where this is going.
首をつってたんだぞ。死んだふりもクソもねえだろ。
She hanged herself, remember? There's no baka way she could have faked that.
死んだふりをするならわざわざ首吊りなんて選ばない。
I'm just realizing this is the most we've heard Kuzuryu swear in a long time.
Oh, that's true. He hasn't really been talking too much.
Yeah, he's been talking a bit.
And he doesn't curse as much, I think, since
since his transformation.
I know, since the Pekoyama. Tears.
Bible
tears,
thumbs for
tears.
Pekoyama.
And if she was going to fake her death, I think she wouldn't have chosen hanging.
無防備に吊るされた体を触られたら それだけで計画が台無しになっちゃうじゃん。
I just realizing it now.
What?
What if you like Hinata walks in, Ibuki is like hanging there, and like all of a sudden Hinata's like, no, Ibuki runs up and like tries to like pull her down or like push her up or something like that, and Ibuki's like, kick, get off me. Wait, what?
Wait, what? Yeah.
You know, like that. She makes a valid point. Like it would be so difficult to maintain like an absolutely like dead
death.
like.
Yeah, she just had to have like gotten lucky that no one would like touch her. But,
Right, or
yeah.
try to get her body down,
Yeah.
or save her,
Yeah.
like implying that she might still be like alive, you know,
Yeah.
like that sort of thing.
Her body would have been defenseless in that state. If anyone touched her, that alone would have ruined her plan.
Yeah.
そっか。ということは
I see. So that means そういうこと。
ことは。
あの二人は間違いなく誰かに殺されたんだね。よかった。これで心置きなく犯人探しができるよ。
Like that was just like expert like voice acting. Like
Yeah.
I love that. There's no doubt that someone killed those two. I'm glad. Now I'm free to search for the killer.
Yeah, although I think Hinata's gonna make some comment about like, you should be glad about this situation.
Yeah.
Grr,
How
come
can you
on
be
now.
happy and this isn't a game?
Yeah. What the heck?
But like he made a valid point.
He
We
made a
called
very
the
valid
proof
point.
by contradiction, right? Now
Yeah.
we know like
Yeah,
that
there's no way that
Ibuki
could
couldn't have
have
killed
worked.
herself.
だけど一つだけ疑問が残るのは、
Ah, there's still one more issue on my mind.
ミオラさんが自殺じゃないとしたら、ひなたくんが見た映像って何だったのかな。
If Ibuki didn't commit suicide, then just what was that video Hinata saw?
I love that like how that sentence just like ended. Like the way the like intonation was. Sorry.
We're just like,
We're just like
having a
fawning
blast.
over this voice acting right now.
Yeah. Huh?
ひなたくんが見た映像だと、ミオラさんって自分から脚立を登ってたんでしょ？
Guess what?
What?
Guess what this means?
Theatrics.
Theatrics. Hype for the theatrics. According to that video you saw, Ibuki was by herself when she climbed the stepladder, right?
あれも誰かにやらされてたってこと？
Then does that mean someone forced her to do it? It could mean someone forced her to do it,
Or someone else
someone's
did it.
imitating it.
Yeah.
やらされてたというのはまさか催眠術などを使って
Forced? Perhaps they used hypnotism or something?
なら僕にはわからないよ。
I don't know anything about that.
満々に言ってんじゃねえよ。
Don't say it all proud.
I don't know why that infuriated Oleni.
方法はさておき犯人が何かをしたのは間違いないみたいですし
Putting that aside, it seems obvious that the killer did something.
だったらそれが可能だと人を割り出すのも一つの手なんじゃないかなって思って
So maybe we should figure out who was able to do whatever that was?
Valid point.
Yeah.
ですね
So, an alibi.
から崩していく作戦ですね
Then our plan is to destroy the weakest alibi. So
You
might be one
are
of
the weakest alibi.
What is that?
You weakest link? You never?
What is that? Wait.
It was like this like trivia show, like it was like so dramatic. It was like trivia and such, and then like if you didn't like answer like enough like correct answers in that round or something like that, it was like you're standing on the circle, and then like the like lady would be like, "Sorry, insert name, but you are the weakest link," and then they like drop through the floor. It's like
Oh, I didn't know that.
it's really funny.
Okay. Yeah.
映像を目撃しているわけですから犯行時刻もはっきりしていますしね
Since Hinata has seen the video, it is clear what time the crime took place.
Not necessarily too, if we account for potentially recording a video and transmitting that video after the event took place.
I think Soda's probably going to jump in and say that's not possible.
Hopefully.
Yeah.
But I
That is
throw
a
it out there.
possibility, like, as of right
そ
now.
の前に確認なんだけどさ
Okay, yeah.
Yep.
監視カメラって録画機能とかついてないよね
But just to be sure, that surveillance camera doesn't have a record function, right?
安物の監視カメラだぞ。録画機能なんて立派なもんがついてるわけねえだろ。
It's cheap surveillance camera, you know? There's no way it'd have some kind of sweet recording feature.
じゃあ日向さんが見たのは間違いなくリアルタイムの映像なんですね
Then the video Hinata saw was actually live?
Yeah, I'm actually really glad that Danganronpa does almost always. Like I can probably think of maybe like one or two like times where like they don't, but they almost always like close up all like the loose ends. Like
Yeah.
they're very aware of like the potential assumptions they're making, and then like, you know, like I don't know, close those arguments.
Yeah,
right?
it feels very like complete at the end.
Yeah.
Like there's nothing that like it's like, oh, we still haven't addressed this. Well, then you'll probably address it later, kind of thing.
日向がその映像を見た時間帯は
What time did Hinata see that video?
俺が病院であの映像を見たのは朝のモノクマアナウンスの直前だったな。
I saw it at the hospital, right before Monokuma's morning
実
announcement.
際ライブハウスで死体を見つけたのがモノクマアナウンスの少し後だったんだ。
And I saw the body at the music venue a little after Monokuma's announcement.
とミオラさんが首を吊ったのはモノクマアナウンスの直前で。
So Ibuki hanged herself right before Monokuma's announcement.
一方の西園寺さんはミオラさんよりも前に殺されたことがすでに明らかになっているわけだから。
And since we established that Saionji was killed before Ibuki,
朝のアナウンスとそれ以前が二人を殺害した犯行時刻になるわけだね。
that means the time that the murders occurred was before and during the announcement.
その付近のアリバイがない人を見つければいいんですよね。
Then we just have to find the person who doesn't have an alibi during that time.
ではここに命じます。アリバイから崩していく作戦開始します。
Now then, I shall issue my decree. Let Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi commence.
I love that.
I know, think it's really funny when she goes into princess mode.
Yeah, I was gonna say she reminded me of the princess from Battle Network series, but I've already made that. I mentioned it like the first time I saw her.
Make your argument.
All right, so here we are. So alibis.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
Okay.
I don't remember everyone's account.
I don't remember everyone's accounts. Kuzuryu didn't have a lot going on. Do you want? Actually, you know what?
Let's look over
Let's
them.
take a look at the evidence.
All right, so it was Tsumiki's account, Kuzuryu's account.
all the different accounts.
Yeah.
So here's Tsumiki's account. So right up until the Monokuma announcement that morning, Tsumiki was with Hinata the whole time. Afterwards, she went to the hospital to check on everyone and realized that Ibuki had disappeared. When she rushed out of the hospital to search for Ibuki, she apparently met up with Kuzuryu. Okay.
So that's a pretty solid.
What's a little bit of an alarm to me is right up until the Monokuma announcement that morning, Tsumiki was with Hinata the whole time.
Uh-huh.
How far back does that extend?
Yeah, so if it could have been way before.
Right?
Yeah.
How far back does that extend? Because there was a point at which Hinata was sleeping, right?
Yeah.
And wasn't aware that Tsumiki came to
His room.
his room. So during that time period, if that's when the initial murder took place, she's unaccountable.
Yeah.
Right? Let's see. Kuzuryu's account. After Kuzuryu met Tsumiki in front of the hospital, they split up to search for Ibuki. They checked the movie theater on Electric Avenue. Shout out to Noah, who put a link to the song that I was thinking of when I first thought of Electric Avenue. But they didn't find anyone. Apparently, Kuzuryu and Tsumiki were only separated for a short time. But they didn't find anyone. Okay, so I would imagine this is slightly after the announcement, right?
Yeah.
Sonia's account, Saionji was distraught because her kimono was disheveled and she was unable to tie it on her own. That's when Sonia apparently told her. Okay, so this isn't about Sonia's alibi. And we don't really have...
It was the surveillance monitor video was another one of the...
Yeah, there was another one of the bullets, but...
yeah, no.
It doesn't really have much to do with alibis.
So it's probably going to be Tsumiki or Kuzuryu.
Yeah, agreed. Okay, so that's good to know. That's good to know.
Okay.
We can exclude the What about the others? Right before the morning announcement, I was totally sleeping in the hotel room. I think everyone in the hotel was doing that.
So everyone who stayed at the motel doesn't have an alibi. What about you guys? I was where I was supposed to be in my own cottage.
Wait.
Yeah, before the morning announcement he was.
Oh, gotcha. Nobody has an alibi then.
Oh, it's probably Tsumiki.
Yeah, Tsumiki's
Tsumiki's account and the last one.
But she doesn't have an alibi for that time. Okay, so it's probably the last one, and it's probably Tsumiki's account.
Yeah.
Okay, cool. Now I just get to do a little bit of target practice with my new mouse. Yeah, there aren't even a lot of statements to interact with in this particular one.
There's like one to agree and one to contradict, I think.
And then there's one at the end.
Yeah.
It's coming up soon, right?
Yeah. It's this one.
Cool. Nice. We're doing pretty well so far.
I know, we haven't had any like horrible mishaps.
Like, yeah, not
Or like, I have no idea what this is kind of thing.
Right. Hold on, not all of us are missing an alibi.
実は俺と積み木にはアリバイがあるんだよ。
In fact, Tsumiki and I both have alibis.
お二人にアリバイが
You two have alibis?
Sorry. But yeah. So this counts for both Hinata, but also I'm still concerned about that one time period beforehand, in the middle of the night, really.
Yeah.
俺と積み木はしばらくずっと一緒だったんだ。
Just waiting for all the wrong implications
Well, we
and
were actually
assumptions here.
together for a while.
Up until I saw that hanging video, Tsumiki and I were hanging actually together for a while.
Oh my god, stop.
一緒に起きたんですよ
Hey.
Hey!
Oh, we even woke up together that morning.
Ship.
Cute Kazurio.
So it's like, hey, what kind of situation is that? I'm jealous.
Yeah.
うっかりひなたさんの上に乗ったまま寝ちゃいました
I accidentally fell asleep on top of Hinata.
Oh my god.
It's like, oh,
None of these like,
any of you guys,
girl.
any of you guys have seen like what was it, Hibiki Euphonium season 2, and that one like when they go to the camp and like there's like the sensei and then like that lady walks in and then Reina's face and her eyes are just like dead. That's what I'm imagining right now.
This is so great. Oh my god. Tsumiki's like, I actually
Fell asleep on top of Hinata.
And Nanabi's like,
excuse me.
oh.
Excuse
Just
me.
like, doesn't even know how to react.
Yeah,
Just like no
it's
expression
just
on her face. That's so funny.
I am so glad they included that.
Nanami, get in there and fight for your boy.
Yeah.
様
Too much info.
Oh my gosh.
そうじゃない。狛枝の病状が回復したのを教えに来てくれただけだ。
It's not like that. She just came to tell me Komaida's condition had improved.
そのまま二人で病院に向かったのでアナウンスが聞こえる直前まで一緒だったんです
And we went to the hospital together afterwards, so we were together until right before the announcement.
わかったよ。おめえらにはアリバイがあるってことでいいよ。
I get it. You guys have alibis.
I think that's the first time I've heard someone shorten like wakata to wata.
Ah,
It might be like a particular dialect or something like that.
maybe.
but-
I feel like Ori also talks very like
That's
she
why
has
I
very
said
male
particular.
dialect, like male. She uses a lot of like male dialect.
I know, but like I've heard a lot of Japanese,
Yeah. Yeah.
so I feel like it's her like particular dialect or something.
Mhm.
Because like I think she's like given some sort of weird accent in the English dub.
Yeah, I think so too. And
Right.
some of her like language sounds a little bit like southern.
Right.
So.
とすると犯人はそれ以外の誰かってことか。
If that's the case, the killer must be someone
そう
else.
考えた方がいいだろうね
It's better if we think about it like that.
そもそも犯人が殺害順序の誤認をやったのだってその実際の犯行時刻を隠すためだし
The killer decided to falsify the murder sequence to hide the actual time of the crime anyway.
朝のアナウンスとそれ以前のアリバイが重要なのは不可避な事実というわけか。
So it's inevitable that an alibi for both before and during the morning announcement would be very important.
アリバイから崩していく作戦のせいで逆に追い詰められてしまったような
I love the word succeed.
What does that mean?
It's like the operation part. Like, like yeah, like a movement, like a plan, like
Okay.
operation is like probably the best way to put it.
It feels like Operation Destroy the Weakest Alibi has backed us into a corner instead.
Or has it? Komaida?
Da da da.
あの見立て殺人の意味って本当にそれだけだったのかな。
But committing. Oh, sorry. I almost cursed again too. Whew. You got this. Go you.
But committing an imitation murder, is that really all it was? Yeah, I feel like it would be too simple if it were just like an attempt at like an imitation murder. Huh?
殺害順序を誤認させることで犯行時刻をごまかし、それによって自分のアリバイを隠す。
Faking the time the crime occurred by falsifying the murder sequence, hiding their alibi in the process.
あの二人の死体を映画に見立てた理由って本当にそれだけなのかな。
Was that the only reason the killer made both bodies imitate the movie?
Yeah, I think we're going into motive now, probably.
Right.
他にも目的があったっていうのか。
Are you saying there was another reason?
僕なんかの言葉で混乱させて申し訳ないけど、なんかそんな気がするんだよね。
I feel really bad for confusing you guys so much, but that's how I feel.
犯人の本当の目的は殺害順序の誤認じゃなくって もっと別のところにあったんじゃないかって。
I think the killer had a completely different reason for falsifying the murder sequence. What do we think that might be?
Honestly, I don't really know.
Falsifying, because like the idea of the imitation murder was to help hide the
Actual
like
time.
when the kills occurred and such.
Yeah.
But Komai's now saying that that might not actually be the original reason. The killer had a different reason. It doesn't look like it's doing so hot. If that's the case, are we still in the killer's trap? Probably. Probably, given we're focusing so much on it and all that.
Yeah.
Inside a trap, set by one of us. Alright, sorry about that quick little interruption, time-lapse stuff. It's been a while since the last time we recorded the middle of the episode because scheduling and all that stuff, but regardless, here we are. Inside a trap set by one of us. If so, then whose? And what kind of trap is it? Now you've activated my trap card! That's right, you didn't Yu-Gi-Oh!
I did not Yu-Gi-Oh!
You did not Yu-Gi-Oh! Hey!
Ooh,
trial
trial
suspended.
suspension.
Cool. Oh, darn it, I forget exactly who it was. Someone explain the moss balls thing.
Oh.
You know how like we have like pet rocks
Yes.
in like America? That's
Yeah.
like the equivalent in Japan.
Oh.
Like moss balls.
Oh, that's kind of cute.
Yeah. What?
What? I had a pet rock.
Yeah, but like pet rock is like maybe like a rock with like googly eyes, but like moss balls, like.
But like, I like. Don't judge them for their choice of imaginary pets.
Okay. Why, hello there, mon ami. The moss balls sure look tasty today.
Stop it! Don't characterize me as someone who lives off of moss balls.
And here's some chance time. Shout out to Chance Time from Mario Party.
Oh, what's that?
Now then, mon ami's appeal time starts now. Wait, what? Huh?
Appeal time?
I don't know what appeal time would
I
be.
don't know. I feel like it's some sort of like horrible punishment.
Oh boy. Your kind-hearted big brother is going to give you the chance to reclaim your honor. Good luck. Show those jerks who treat you like a redheaded stepchild who's boss. I don't really get that expression, but
It's like I think it's like because like red hair is considered as like really weird, and being a stepchild is like, oh, you're not really part of the family, so it's like people, if you treat you like a redheaded stepchild, it's like they kind of like exclude you from the group.
I feel like it's a reference.
Okay, I disagree. That's 99% your fault.
While you are whining, your time's already running out, so please make your appeal simple. About 30,000 words or so.
Yeah, very simple.
So simple.
That's too long. It'll just be a boring appeal.
Come on, if your appeal is successful, there might be merchandise opportunities heading your way.
Then I'm Usami, magical miracle girl Usami. I'm an itty bitty girl who's sweet like milk.
Taw. Jeez, and I thought a certain robot's little sister was supposed to be the best.
Huh? I think is he referring to himself?
I don't know.
Like as he like Monami is he's a
Monami
certain
supposed
robot
to
and
Usami?
Monami is his little sister.
I don't know. I feel like references, but what a disappointment.
Who are you talking about? I have no clue whatsoever.
And that's it for the
All
suspension?
Yeah,
Okay.
let's save.
I guess that works, and that's a good place to kind of cut it off for this episode.
Yeah.
So we'll have to continue and see what happens. See if we can potentially get out of this trap that we don't even know, like what it is really.
We're
in the next episode. But until then, this has been Midnight Zero,
And Lizzie.
and this mission is complete.